Dear students, let's start the next chapter, chapter number 6 of history, towns, traders, and craftspersons. This is the sixth chapter of history. In this chapter, we'll study about the new towns, about some traders and the trades done by them, and craftspersons who used to make the things and produce the things. So, let's start the chapter. First of all, we'll see this map. Some important centers of trade and artisanal production in central and southern India. South India. Here, main centers were, for example, Vrindavan, Pushkar, Ajmer. These three centers were very important, especially Vrindavan near Yamuna rivers, the bank of Yamuna river. Murshidabad, Ganga river. Calcutta also, Ganga or means the tributary Hooghly river. Ahmedabad, famous for textile. Somnath, Bombay, Surat, big trading center. Surat, you have listened the name of Surat. Berar, Bidar, Bijapur, Golconda and Machilipatnam. It was very important port. Machilipatnam and Surat were two big ports and main centers of the trade through which the different kinds of commodities were carried by the merchants from India to another countries. For example, Surat connected this region means southern part of Africa and South America and the rest of the part of Europe. And Machilipatnam connected India to the South East Asian countries and Australia and other means Eastern Asian countries. Machilipatnam. After that, Kamalapuram, Hampi, very important craft center, and Swami Malai, Tirupati, Madras became very famous presidency later. Mahabalipuram, temples state, temple center. Tanjore, Uraiyur, both of very important. Madurai also famous for temples, and Tiruvannamalai and Kanchipuram. So these were the main centers situated in India during that period. So what would a traveler visiting a medieval town expect to find? What he would find? This would depend on what kind of a town it was. A temple town, administrative town center, or a commercial town or a port town, to name just some possibilities. For example, in this map, some of our port towns, Calcutta, Machilipatnam, Surat, etc. Some of our temple town, Somnath, Madurai, Tanjore, Uraiyur, and Mahabalipuram, Kanchipuram, Tiruvannamalai. These are the temple centers. Other trading centers, Bijapur, Golconda, Bidar, Berar, Ahmedabad, Pushkar, Ajmer, Vrindavan. Vrindavan is temple for temple, famous for temple. It is also known as temple city, Vrindavan. Ahmedabad was a trading center. So in this way, you understood. In fact, many towns combined several functions. They were administrative centers, temple towns, as well as centers of commercial activities and craft production. Crafts were produced, and commercial activities means trading. Trading and means purchasing and selling used to be done in the cities, as well as there were temple towns. There were temple towns in which temples were formed and constructed. Now, administrative centers. Now we'll study about the main administrative centers of India. First of all, you have read about Chola dynasty in chapter 2. Let's travel in our imagination to Tanjore, the capital of Cholas. So what was the capital of Cholas? Tanjore. Tanjore was the capital of Cholas, and it was 1,000 years ago. Perennial river Kaveri used to be flows near this beautiful town, Tanjore. One, he has the belts of the Rajarajeshwara temple built by King Rajendra Chola. Raja Raja Chola built this temple, Raja Rajeshwara temple. The townspeople are all praised for its architect Kunjaram Mallan, Raja Raja Perunthacchan, who has proudly carved his name on the temple wall inside a massive Shiva Linga. Besides the temple, there are palaces with mandaps or pavilions. Kings hold court in these mandaps, issuing order to their subordinates. There are also barracks for the army. It means the army used to stay at one place and the soldiers used to live. The weapons were kept, known as barracks. And some palaces were there, mandaps or pavilions. With mandaps and pavilions, kings hold court in these mandaps. It means mandaps were used for holding uh, courts by the kings, and they issued orders to the subordinate people. Subordinate people means those people who used to help in ruling the king by means having some kind of area, some parts of land, and they used to give the collection of the revenue to the king. The town is bustling with markets selling grain, spices, cloth, and jewelry. Different kinds of commodities were traded like these: grain, spices, cloth, jewelry, etc. Water supply for the town comes from wells and tanks. In the cities and towns, water was supplied with the help of wells and tanks. The Salaya weavers of Tanjore. You have to remember the name of this community, Salaya weavers of Tanjore, and the nearby town of Urayur are busy producing cloth for flags to be used in the temple festival. In the temple festival, flags were used, and these flags were prepared by these people. Fine cottons for the king and nobility, and coarse cotton for the masses. Coarse cotton means it was coarser, of quality of coarser, and fine quality, it was very fine and prepared with the good quality of raw cotton. So in this way, it was for kings, fine cottons, and coarse cotton for general people, public. Some distance away at Swami Malai, the Staptis or sculptors are making exquisite bronze idols and tall ornamental bell metal lamps. So these kinds of things were prepared in the cities. So dear students, in this video we have discussed about administrative centers, what used to be there and what things were produced about this map. And in the next video we'll study about the temple towns and pilgrimage centers. Thank you. Have a nice day.